Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to this very special video, because every day is special, sweeties, let's face it. Every day is a gift. Okay, sweeties, today we're going to do a look with this. This is kind of a first impression because this is Colourpop. Of course, this is the Wine and Only palette. This is how she looks. So let's do a look that is kind of red wine colored, which is this one. Okay, so this is that, and I also have to play with, where are they? Here. Two Super Shock shadows. Okay, one is called Muse and the other one is called Wind Down. Okay, so that's what we're going to use today, and this video is special for another reason, because it is also a collaboration with Nikki. Sweeties, Nikki Raven. Of course you know her, right? If you don't, then go check her out. Of course, she's going to be linked in the description box, and she's also going to use this palette for the first time today. Now, you know, wait, I'm going to talk about Nikki in just a second. You know that I'm not so good at doing first impressions, because that is just a concept that doesn't work for me so well, but brands and formulas that I already know and love, I feel good enough to do it. Like, I feel safe to do it, you know? So that's why this is kind of a first impression. It's the first time I'm using this palette. Okay, so besides that, of course, Nikki is my friend. She's my friend. And you know what? That is really special, because I met her on YouTube or through YouTube maybe 2.5 years ago or something. Is that true? I want to say yes. But besides that, just recently, the last couple of weeks, she has become my real life friend, you know, and we've been in touch basically every day, and we're really hitting it off, and that is so nice. The thing is, we're so different. We're so different, but we are so similar in certain ways, but in different worlds, but we are similar in those things. I don't know how to explain this, but the good thing about our friendship is that we, even though we are so different, we just let each other be. We let the other one be, and we don't judge, and we share everything, you know, and that is so cool, and I really enjoy this. And sweeties, she is so funny. She has this gift of just taking you out of the mud and just making you laugh, and that is such a good medicine. So what we are doing today in this video, both of us, we are going to talk about mental health, how we've been doing lately. Now, maybe you know that I've not been doing so great these last couple of months, so I'm going to share a little bit about that, and also my turnaround that has been happening lately, you know. So because I'm really feeling good, thank God, I'm really feeling good. Besides that, I also should mention that this palette and also those two Super Shock shadows have been gifted to me by Christine, who is my friend and subscriber and huge supporter from Australia, and she has gifted this to me on launch. She bought this for me, and I'm so grateful, because she knows what I like, and I don't know, she loves me so much, and I love her right back. So thank you so much, dear Christine. All my blessings to you. And yeah, and that is that. So please go check out Nikki, because really, if I were stuck in some kind of a fire in a house or something, I know that Nikki would drop everything and go and get me. You know, I would trust her with my life. She is that kind of a person who stands up for you and is fierce. She is fierce in protecting what's hers and what belongs to her. And I kind of belong to her, you know. She has protected me before, so that is awesome, and I love that. So we're going to talk a little bit more, and now, without further ado, let's jump right into the video, and I hope you enjoy. Hi sweeties, and good morning for me to you, because it's pajama time and today it's a little bit cold, so I'm wearing another jacket. So anyway, we're talking about this palette and we're using this today, and as you already know, we are also going to talk a little bit about how I'm doing these days. Alright, so anyway, this is what the palette looks like. I kind of I'm very drawn to this shade here right in the middle, and also maybe this one. Well, we are going to create kind of a winey look. Alright, yeah, and to celebrate that, I also put some nail polish on that is like a super dark red. So kind of living the life these days like this. Okay, so let us maybe zoom you in, and let's go right into it, and then we shall see what we do. I don't know, I'm always zooming in too much. I feel like it's too close. Okay, so let us go in maybe with the shade, what should I do? Maybe with the shade Zip Zip? That seems to be a sequence shade, so, but I don't mind. Like, whatever, you know, whatever, let's just put it on. I have only primed one eye. The other eye I'm gonna do off camera later, so I'm just going to concentrate on this eye and then recreate it on this eye afterwards. Okay, sweeties, so we wanted to talk a little bit about mental health and how we are doing. So you probably know, if you have followed my channel lately, that I've been struggling a little bit. A little bit is, yeah, nothing really super horrible has happened in my life in order to make me feel bad, so don't worry. But sometimes, and I don't know, maybe it's also my age sort of reaching the middle, you know, where you try to reevaluate yourself, and then of course all the craziness that is going on in the world and all kinds of other struggles. Also, you know, my eating disorder is always playing around, like, in the background in not a good way. I'm always struggling with this. I'm in a much better place than I used to be, but I'm still always struggling with this every single day, you know. So it has been piling up, really. And then also my channel, but not so much, you know. Actually, I've been quite happy with my channel, and of course there could also always be more growth and always be this or that or the other thing, but overall with my channel I have actually been quite happy. Also, there were other reasons to be really happy in, you know, the last months, that I've just been given friends who were at my side and gave me advice and, you know, things like this. But also within my family we have some issues with the kids, you know, health issues and stuff like that. So things has been piling up inside of me, and I have always been trying to be strong and to do it all and to not complain too much, at least not, well, maybe here a little bit. But anyway, it has been a bit much, and for me personally. So, but again, thank God we did not have anything like super horrible. We're fine, okay? But I was just, I don't know, in a miserable place. Now, if you have seen my New Year's resolution video, let me just go into maybe this shade here, which is the shade, wait, Mull It Over. We shall mull it over. If you have seen my New Year's resolutions video that I made, I think it was my first video in 2020, I think, maybe, then you might know that I've sort of had a bit of a change happening in me. And that actually, when I filmed that, I was at the beginning of the change, and I'm probably not even done yet, but I have made a turn for the better, but so much better, you know. So this is where the video turns happy. I didn't know it back then though. I thought I'd already turned the corner, but I didn't know that there was more in store for me. So anyway, things have been looking up, and that has a lot to do also with Nikki and also with my other besties, who actually spent a lot of time talking to me, like a lot of time counseling me, just being there for me, listening to me, and just letting me share and like putting it through a filter, you know what I mean? So I could just really be and say what I wanted to be and say, and that helped me so much, like so much. So I'm super grateful also for Nikki, who actually gave me some very interesting advice, which is kind of Nikki, you know, but I found something in that actually helped me really reconnect to a lot of things. And that is among all the other things that I could mention here now, but I'm not going to like fill this video with all of those things. Would be too much, seriously. But she said in one of our conversations, she said, go and hug a tree. Go and hug a tree, you know, attach yourself to this life force. Okay, so now you know that I'm religious, okay? My life force is God. But I was walking in our front yard, which is, it sounds like it's a huge place to walk in. It's not. But we do have a very old olive tree growing in our front yard, and that tree is, I don't know, like 300 to like 500 years old. It is super old. Not that we live in a house like this, but you can buy actually these trees and get them planted in your place, you know? So anyway, so we have a tree like this, and I was outside with the kids, and then I was just looking at this tree, and it was like I had this conversation in my head: are you crazy? Do you really want to hug a tree? Because like, really, you know, wow, this is looking so good, isn't it? So anyway, so I was going back and forth between, wow, I really want to, and Nikki said I should. And then I was like, but really, this is crazy. If someone sees me, they think they need to like put me away, you know? So anyway, I didn't do it. And then later on, after the kids were in bed, I went outside. And I just said, like, I'm going to just have a breath of fresh air or something. And then I was standing in front of the tree, and I was like, you know what? God can use this. God can use this. If this is all created by God, then just use it, you know? So I hugged the tree. And this is not what brought my turnaround, but sweeties, it is just one more thing. One more thing that made me see how grand it is to be alive. How grand it is to have what we have, to see what we see, to hear what we hear, to feel, to taste that we're alive the way we are made. It is just incredible. It's incredible mercies. And then while my hands were feeling the stem of the tree, this hard, old, ancient wood, I was like, wow, what has this tree seen? What has this tree seen in his life? You know, and he's still here. And sometimes he looks almost dead. Like the wood looks almost dead. It is so scarred and all of that, but yet there are always new leaves. And then I thought, wow, this is how my life is, you know? Yes, I'm getting older. Yes, I'm sort of collecting scars in my life, on my soul, on my body, you know? Collecting scars, but still, you know what? There is a new leaf also in me every single day. And yes, I'm still bringing fruit, kinda, you know? So and that was actually like a real revelation to me, that no, it's not over yet. No, you know, I still have a lot to give. I still have a lot to get, and I still have a lot to say, and I still have so much to do, you know. This is like, you know, it was such a revelation to me, and that sort of played together with everything that I've been mulling over, you know, like the shade we just used, inside my soul for a long time, and that I really stressed myself out about so many things, about being perfect. Yes, about being imperfect all the time. Okay, sorry for the jump cut. I just quickly had to change the battery. Okay, so anyway, I was going over so many things in my life, in my heart and soul, and I finally just said to myself, Leorah, if you do not have to carry all of this load that crushes you, if you don't have to carry it on your own, connect yourself to this huge force that is behind you, and you shall be okay. And that is what I did. Now I know there are a lot of people who are not religious who are watching this, and I do not want to turn this into a channel where I'm sort of pushing this down your throat, what my belief is, but it is part of my life, so I'm going to sort of share it, but like, you take it or leave it for whatever, you know. So I reconnected myself to my God, you know, and that was the most important point what I could do, because ever since I've been so happy, because I felt like this huge load of the world that had been resting on me has been taken off my shoulders. And yes, I'm still on the journey. I'm not there yet. I don't know, will I ever be there? I don't know, but I am not depressed anymore. And I was in such a bad place, you know, my soul was always crying, my soul was always so sad, and now I feel like I want to sing, you know. Don't make me sing. Yeah, so anyway, let's keep working. Maybe we should go in blank, maybe in this shade for the inner corner of my lid. Let's just do that. And I've been incredibly happy, you know, like really. And also, you know, all these months before, I have been scared to film. I have had panic attacks right here that I had to edit out, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And when I knew I had to film something, like my mind was so foggy and I couldn't concentrate on anything, and I was like, I was fading fast, like really fading fast. And now, maybe you can feel it. I'm so thrilled to be here. I'm so thrilled to share things again, you know. And now I'm gonna go into play to wine. That's the one in the middle. And that has a lot to do, of course, with my friends, as I already told you. The pickup on the brush is amazing, by the way. And also just with God's mercy. You know, God's mercy is on my life. I know that. And I'm just looking in the mirror now, and where I saw a very, I don't know, a very frustrated, was I frustrated? Maybe. Aging woman, you know, in the evening when I take off my makeup and I just see the tired person that I am. Now I see what God sees in me, and that helps me. That helps me. You know, do I still have all those scars? Yes, but now my eyes go to other places, and now I can see the better things. I can just look at those things instead of concentrating on everything that is not right. Do I still have the problems that need to be solved? Yes, yes, but now I'm not alone, you know, and that for me is awesome. Because I hate being alone, like seriously. All right, so that is actually the most happiest video that I've done in a long time, because yeah, that's what it is. Okay, let's go into Winter. That is the darkest shade in the palette, and put that in the outer corner. I have to say, I really love the Colourpop formula, really much. Like, this is one of the few formulas where I actually can sit down and do a first impression, which this basically is, because I've not used it before, where I can do a first impression without thinking, well, this is gonna be too dangerous for me because I might not like it, because usually I think I've so far liked everything that I have from Colourpop. So and this is awesome, sweeties. If this is your color scheme, it's a good palette. Okay, I'm just going to go into this middle shade here because I want this to have a little bit more space and a little bit more oomph. Let's just drag this to the right and to the left. Look at this. I don't even know. Yeah, so anyway, I am doing good, sweeties, and that is basically what I wanted to share here. Now, are there going to be bad days? Yeah, I'm sure there are going to be bad days, but overall, I'm just so grateful for God. You know, I'm so grateful that I found him again. And that is just something where I had to realize, wow, he hasn't changed. He was the whole time he was there. He was like, girl, what are you doing? You know, why are you trying to struggle alone? And I just the other day, I said to my sister in a conversation, my sister and my mom also really helped me because, you know, I have a lot of interaction with them, and it's good to connect to other women, you know, it's a good thing. So also, especially when they are a little bit older also, you know, who have gone through a little bit of more stuff. So yeah, so my sister is 13 years older, I think, 13 years, and then my mom, she's 81. So anyway, wow, this looks good. So I spoke to my sister and I said to her, and that was after my turnaround already, I said, you know what, I have been feeling all those last months like I'm in a maze. Like I'm in a maze, and I'm just trying to find my way to the middle or to the way out. I don't know, somewhere. I didn't even know where I was going, but I was, you know, the walls were constantly shifting, and I constantly got frustrated. I didn't know where to go, and I was kind of hammering my fists on the walls, and I sort of said to myself, but there was just the exit. But why is it gone now? Why can I not go there? And I was still insisting that the exit is there, and I was hammering my fists on that wall. But while I was realizing that the exit was gone, it was somewhere else now. And this is how I felt. I was constantly stuck, constantly stuck. And the strange thing about it was that I saw myself from the outside doing it. You know, some people who go through challenges, they don't see it happening themselves. They feel sad or whatever, and they're going down the rabbit hole. But it's basically the families and the friends who see, wow, this person is taking a turn for the worse. But this person itself or herself or himself doesn't necessarily know what he's doing, you know. But I knew the whole time what I'm doing, and that I'm stuck, and that I'm hammering my fists against shifting walls, you know. And it felt so strange to me, but on the other side, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what else to do than to throw tantrums. Did it help me? No. Maybe it sort of vented some frustration here and there, but it didn't really help me. It didn't bring me any closer to the exit or to the center of the maze where the big prize is. I don't know, whatever picture you want to use. But now I feel like I have this big hand that I can hold on to, who slowly leads me out of this maze, you know? And that is amazing. That's amazing. Because when you stay in this picture of the maze, and I feel like I'm a small, tiny, little child, you know, I do. I really, really do. Because I'm just as scared of the world as my kids are, you know. And I'm trying to not teach them that they should be scared, but it's kind of natural to be scared of something that big. But if you hold the hand of someone who is much larger than the maze and who can actually see what's happening, also with all the shifting walls, then that is such a comfort. And I love this, and that made me feel so safe and so loved and taken care of, and that is exactly what I needed. And now I can also enjoy makeup much more, and I can say, wow, you know what, God, you have given me these gifts in my hands, and I want to use it again, you know. Because before then, these last months of 2020, it was a struggle every single time I needed to do makeup. Yes, I did, because I still loved it, but it was a struggle to love it, you know. And now I'm like, yes, you know. So anyway, let me just finish this look, and I'm going to come back with the swatches, and of course with my final thoughts and the finished overall styling and look and everything, and then we'll talk a tiny little bit more. Okay, sweeties, you know the finished look and the finished styling. Yeah, because you saw me in the intro. This is how it looks, and of course here we have the swatches now. Those two here are the two Super Shock shadows, and this here is the palette. Now, of course, there is no surprise here either, because it's a wine themed palette. So this is how it's gonna look, and I think honestly that this is a super well executed palette if you like that color. And I happen to really like those dark, deep, I don't know, grungy. It's not really grungy. What is it though? It's like a super dark berry tones, I guess, and I love this, you know. I love stuff like this. Everything that is dark and gives me drama, I'm totally up for this. So anyway, yeah, so this is how it looks, and I'm loving it. The formula is so good. I personally love Colourpop formula. I've never had a problem, not a single time. I do not believe that I can't recall that I ever had a problem with any Colourpop palette. It's just a formula that I absolutely love and vibe with. And honestly, if I could, I would buy every single release from Colourpop, because I'm such a huge fan. You know, even this, what was it, Stone Cold Fox or whatever, it was like 35 colors and only just cold neutrals, even stuff like that. I would buy it. I would absolutely buy it, like seriously, you know. So anyway, this is how it looks. Okay, so now let's talk about the palette for just a second. No, wait, let's zoom you in, because otherwise I forget. Yeah, so this is how the look turned out. and I'm super happy about it. It's so pretty, like really. I mean, a palette like this obviously limits you to this one color scheme. That is of course self-understood, but if you like colors like this and it's not like this super huge investment, you know, then that might be just your thing. So anyway, let's talk just a second about this palette. This is plastic packaging. There is a mirror here. You do have shade names, and I do believe the ingredients were on the sleeve that I don't have anymore, because I personally never care what is in there, because I'm not sensitive to anything, you know, so that is good. Okay, so the shade names are of course also wine themed, which is really cool. Shade names, they always rock. Also like, how do they come up with stuff like this? Wine and only, you know? It's like always the whole creative team of Colourpop should get an award, like really. Okay, so anyway, so we do have some shimmer shades here. We have this one, this one, this one, and this one. Then we have two sequence shades. This one that has a little bit of like more smaller or finely milled sequins, and these are a little bit more striking. This one I haven't used on my eye. This one I haven't used on my eye. The other ones, I'm not sure, maybe also this one I haven't used. The other ones I used, not necessarily on my eye, because my blush is a hybrid between those two shades here, and it's actually really pretty. So this one, I started to go in with this one, and it actually felt a little bit too dark for me, for my skin tone, so I then backed it up with this one, blended it out with this one, and that was then perfect. Yeah, so under my eye I actually have the two Super Shock shadows. So in the inner corner I put in this one, which is this one, which is really nice. It's the lighter one. That's the shade Muse. Okay, huge fan of this one. This was great. Now the other one was the shade, let me just wind down. Okay, I'm not gonna tilt it too much because it's a little bit broken. It arrived that way. I think this has a different character to it. It is not as striking. It also applies a little bit thinner than the Muse shade, but it also just has a different character. It is not as foiled, but it has also like sequins. It has like a tiny gentle sparkle to it, which is nice. It's maybe not my favorite. I like this one more because I just like this, the foiled kind, a little bit more. But anyway, and in order to blend this all out, I was gonna try to use, actually because I wanted to stay within Colourpop, I tried to use one of my Super Shock highlighters, and they just don't perform so well on me, so I abandoned that thought. And I actually went in with my Kaleidoscope palette from You Can Be Makeup, and I used those two shades. Those two shades, maybe you can see that this one is like a super light pink, and this one is a more striking pink. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, these two shades I used in order to sort of blend out the under eye area. Okay, so that is that, sweeties. We did it. I'm really happy about the outcome of the look. Let me just close those Super Shock shadows. So to sum up this whole theme of mental health, it's important to deal with it. It's important to face it, not maybe head on, but always as much as you can bear. As much as you can, you know, and to let yourself feel it and to let yourself go there as much as you can. So I know that maybe half a year ago, or maybe even, I don't know, 2 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to make myself vulnerable and even sit here and talk about this like the way I did today, but also just to entrust myself personally to someone else. You know, and now again, if you don't believe in God, like, don't take this as an offense. Just take it for what it is, because I'm talking here about my life, and you, whatever you believe in, you have my blessings, whatever, you know. I'm just talking about myself here now, that for me this has been the greatest strength and power that I have ever had in my life, ever. And I'm 41 years old, and I've been religious my whole life, but now I feel like I am alive, you know, and that is amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And I feel like now I want to smile, you know, instead of getting up in the morning and feeling totally drained and like dragging my feet and I don't know, just wanting to go back and curl into my bed and never get up anymore. because I'm scared of what this day is going to bring, now I'm actually getting up and I'm saying, wow, thank you that I am alive. Thank you that I am alive, that I'm created in your perfect way, because you see me in a perfect way. You know, for someone who is as perfectionist as I am, to feel that someone else sees me in the most perfect way, do you know how that feels? You know, because when you're so perfectionist, it is because you never feel like good enough or pretty enough or perfect enough. That is why you're a perfectionist, you know. But once you feel so loved and so perfect in someone else's eye, like more than whatever husband or whoever could give you, you know, because my husband, like whatever, you know, we are married for 17 years, 16, I don't know, forgot. You know, you are normal to each other. You're normal to each other. You're part of each other's day-by-day life. It's normal that you are there. But this amazing feeling that someone looks at you like, wow, you're precious. You're precious, you're loved, and I would do anything for you. That's the most romantic thing ever. You know, like really. Okay, so anyway, that is what I wanted to share. And this is where I'm drawing my strength from, and my confidence and my support and my love and my passion and my everything. That's my everything, you know. That is the secret. That's the secret of my happiness. So I hope you can just, you know, let it stand for what it is if you don't agree with this, and if you do agree with this, then thank God. All right, so sweeties, this is it for today. I hope you did enjoy this, and besides that, of course, you will find everything that I used in the description box, and of course Nikki's contact is going to be there. All my discount codes are going to be there, and of course what I also definitely want to recommend, if you want to see more looks, please go to my social media, especially my Leorah Cosmetics Instagram, because this is where it all happens, and I am posting there all the looks that I'm not filming, because I'm way beyond the point that I can film with everything that I have or that I'm getting, you know. So there is a lot of things happening there that is not happening here. So please go and check that out if you're inspired to want to see more. And of course, if you're new here and you like the vibe of my channel, go check out my other content, and if you like that even more, then please subscribe to my channel, because I would absolutely love to have you here. We are a beautiful, very, very positive tribe here, and it's just an amazing place to be. So welcome to my channel, and besides that, I'm going to see you here super soon for my next video, and up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.